I'm here to share my troubles and let it all out because I can't talk to anyone close to me about what's happening. You see, my wife is cheating on me, and it's been going on for the past 2 months. I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't even know where to start to figure it all out. Our life seems perfect. A beautiful home, stable jobs, no financial issues, no problems with drugs or alcohol, and we even go to therapy together. Our daughter is healthy and happy, and we're about to celebrate our 6th wedding anniversary in 3 months. We've been together for 11 years. I've been spending the last 2 days examining every little detail about us, trying to find a clue. Where did I go wrong? When did she start feeling unhappy? When did our life become unsatisfactory for her? Why did she turn to some random guy she met on Facebook? Why is she willing to throw away our family? I just can't seem to understand. I stumbled upon this painful revelation on a regular Monday by pure chance. My daughter's tablet was out of battery, so I took my wife's iPad to let her watch her nighttime videos and fall asleep. My wife isn't home right now. She's on a trip and won't be back for another 4 days. As I was trying to put the iPad on silent because of those constant message notifications, I noticed a man's name I didn't recognize right next to a little winky face. That's when I decided to dig deeper. I discovered that they've done it all, met up, spent nights together, gone on dates, and they even have a romantic cruise planned for next month. The same cruise, she told me, was a bachelorette trip with one of her friends. I was the one who encouraged her to go out with her friends, and I was proud that she was becoming more social since she felt like a recluse after becoming a mother. But here's the kicker. All of these new friends she's been hanging out with don't even exist. They're all made-up characters to maintain her relationship with this man. I feel like a complete fool. I never doubted a single lie she told me. I trusted her fully. We've been doing couples therapy for a year. We communicate openly, go on dates, and exchange thoughtful gifts, and our sex life has been great. I never, not for a second, suspected any of this. Now, I'm faced with the daunting task of confronting her, and I don't want any of this. I don't want to break up our family, but deep down, I know that therapy won't be able to fix this. I know myself well enough to realize that I'll never be able to trust her again. So, what do? Do I just let her go and be with this man who clearly makes her happier than I can? Our lives are so intertwined, and I can't even fathom how to start untangling everything and separating. I have 4 more days to sit and overthink this. I genuinely don't know what to do. Update. After making my previous post, I followed the advice from all of you. I gathered all the evidence and contacted lawyers in my area. I found a really good one and started working on divorce papers even before my wife got back home. I also got myself tested for sexually transmitted diseases, and I opened up to my parents and best friend about the situation. I took my daughter to my parents' house so I could have some alone time to prepare mentally for facing my wife with this shocking revelation. During those last 2 days before her return, I did a lot of angry cleaning and, of course, shed many tears. I started packing some of her stuff, but then I unpacked it and cried some more. I had a plan to lay out all the screenshots, along with the divorce papers on our dining room table, and just wait for her, but I never got the chance to do that. She was supposed to arrive home later in the afternoon on Sunday, but she ended up surprising me by coming back around 6:30 in the morning. She didn't call or text. She wanted to surprise me. I was up, sipping coffee, and yes, crying when she walked in. I didn't greet her. I just went and got the folders containing all the evidence and divorce papers and handed them to her. I can't recall anything she said that day, but I just told her that I knew about her affair, that I wanted a divorce, and that I wanted a divorce, and that I would keep the house since it was in my name. It hurt a lot, Part of me wanted to hug her, but another part wanted to scream. She cried a lot, and there was a lot of yelling, but I didn't say much. I told her that we could discuss everything thoroughly, with the lawyers present, once she accepted the situation and calmed down. I think someone in the comments of my last post called it a grey wall. I tried my best not to show emotion or argue with her. It was incredibly tough. It might be the hardest thing I'll ever have to do. She betrayed me, but I still felt terrible making her cry. She left that day with some of her clothes and personal belongings and went to her parents' place. My parents and best friend came to stay with me and my daughter. I had my lawyer arrange a meeting for us to discuss custody, belongings, money, and everything else the following Tuesday. However, on Monday, I received a call from my clinic to come in and review the results of my sexually transmitted disease tests. It turns out that her parting gift to me is the herpes simplex virus 2. I can't find the right words to describe how angry, sad, and shattered I am. I'm still trying to accept it, but I don't think I fully have yet. I know it's common, very common, and it won't kill me, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. I joined a support group on Facebook, and those people have been great. Going into Tuesday with that knowledge was dreadful. I felt so much shame bringing it up in front of not only her, but both of our lawyers. I knew that trying to discuss it with her privately wouldn't go well, not with the amount of anger and sadness I had inside me. She never apologized, and she seemed like a different person that day. I felt like I was looking into the eyes of a complete stranger. There was no emotion whatsoever. Regarding the divorce, everything was straightforward. We separated our finances, the house became mine, and we are just waiting for the 90-day period for it to be finalized. She only had one objection. She wanted to terminate her parental rights over our daughter. I say once, but she is in the process of doing it. She doesn't want our daughter anymore. Our daughter, our little one. I was completely blindsided by this news, and I still am. My daughter is only 1 year old, but she loves her mama. Mama was her first word. She's just 1. It's been 3 weeks, and the pain I've been feeling, the pain for my daughter, for my family, it's been beyond words. I don't even know who she is anymore. I don't understand what changed or when it changed, but it terrifies me. It feels like my entire life has been ripped out from under me. I haven't talked to her, following my lawyer's advice and my own fear of what I might say. She hasn't seen our daughter. She told me that day she didn't want to. She didn't want any pictures from our home, any memories, just her clothes and electronics. I can't comprehend any of it, and I don't think I ever will. We have to go to court for her petition to terminate her parental rights, and I don't want to look at her. I just can't accept this as reality right now, not after everything. I'm doing my best to maintain a positive outlook on everything, and to be strong for my family and my baby, but this has been so incredibly difficult. I hope that a year from now, I can look back and say, I survived that, but right now, it feels impossible to even see what's coming next week. I want to make it clear that I'm not feeling suicidal. I'm just emotionally, mentally, and physically drained. Completely drained. Story number 2. Wife is pregnant with another man's child. My wife and I have been married for 11 years, and we have 2 daughters, aged 10 and 11. This story began when I was online, handling some minor medical matters. I noticed some appointments on my wife's schedule that I had no knowledge of. In a nutshell, one of them was her doctor confirming she was 6 weeks pregnant, and the other was her undergoing an abortion. I was beyond shocked. Later that night, I asked her if she had ever planned to tell me about the pregnancy. A series of questions and back and forth followed, mainly about how I found out. At this point, I wasn't even considering the possibility of someone else being involved. I had a vasectomy years ago and had a follow-up appointment confirming its success, but I knew it could reverse itself. I was trying to be supportive, and I wasn't upset about anything so far, except for the fact that she had kept this from me. Then she dropped a bombshell. She told me she was afraid to tell me about the pregnancy because she didn't know if it was mine. Apparently, she had been having unprotected sex with a co-worker in the back of her car. She works nights for the past 6 months. I was completely blindsided by this affair. She mentioned regretting the abortion back in early November, but she also confessed to continuing her relationship with this co-worker, even a few times in February. She's a complete mess right now, and I want to comfort her, but I'm trying to stay strong. She made her choices, and now she has to deal with the consequences. I know this is in no way my fault. Her decisions, her actions, her mistakes. But I'm torn up by all of this. I loved this woman deeply, and to some extent, I still do. However, there's no way I can ever reconcile or forgive her actions. In my eyes, 11 years of our built-up relationship and trust crumbled in just one day. I've already told her I want a separation and asked her to move out. I rent a home from my mother, with the understanding that I help take care of my grandmother, who also lives with us. It would be incredibly awkward if she stayed here once the family knew. But even if my grandmother didn't live here, I'd still ask her to move out. My mindset is, I'm not the one who cheated, so why should I uproot my life? So, any advice for moving forward? Both of us have our kids' best interests at heart. At least at this point, our conversations have been fairly calm, filled with sadness, but no yelling or screaming. I feel like healing from this will take a long time. I'm trying not to break down as I type all this out. Update. I've had a few more conversations with my soon-to-be ex, and I think I have a better plan now. She has a very limited time to move out of the house. I've contacted a lawyer and started gathering information for the separation papers. I've also been tested for sexually transmitted diseases, and so far everything has come back clean. I haven't told my children yet, but I won't sugarcoat it. I'll explain that mommy had a boyfriend. They need to understand that marriage is a serious commitment. This has been really rough on me so far. Some days are more challenging than others. I'm trying to keep up a front in front of my girls, but there are moments when I have to walk away to compose myself. Sometimes I feel calm and collected, while other times thoughts of self-harm cross my mind. I want to make it clear that I would never act on those thoughts, but I'm keeping my handgun out of my hands for now, until I feel more stable mentally. I never thought my emotions could sink so deep, but I'll find a way to pull through, for my girls and for my own sanity. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who has offered advice, both in comments and direct messages.